And we're in round 2 of Geekery Super Sunday Series. We've got Dan playing Blue-Red Delver on the left and Max playing Jeskai Stoneblade on the right. That sounded a little bit like I was talking about a Legacy matchup.
It did. Yeah, it did. It really did. These decks are... Modern is approaching Legacy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The Force of Negation, kind of keeping combo at bay, all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Something I haven't considered is, do you think that Wizards is going to start letting combo decks get a little stronger in Modern now that Force of Negation can keep them in check? Or do you think it's not enough?
Man, you know, I have no idea. So the thing about a lot of combo decks is that they rely on old cards that were printed with a different design and development sensibility.
Sure.
So like Storm plays Storm cards that win the game.
Yeah.
It plays a lot of other cards printed since Storm was a mechanic, but like there are, you know, it's been 12 years since Storm was in Standard or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it might be they might be getting to a point where like combo decks can only ever really get so powerful because they're only printing new supplemental cards. They're not printing new or more reliable win conditions.
Sure, I think that's fair.
I don't know. I could just be totally wrong about that.
No, but I think that's a reasonable stance. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to accidentally print Tendrils of Extra Agony or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, double grape shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this Delver out of Dan looks like it's going to force some action for Max, and it's just to opt.
Oh, okay.
Just wants to see what
Make him sweat it.
Yeah. Max picking up, looks like a Remand for the turn. Max has a Stoneblade build that has a weird mix of tempo and control elements.
Oh, yeah.
That I think is actually quite nice. I mean, he's always liked the Geist of St. Traft burn.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Max got back into Modern about a month or two ago, I think. And he just really wanted to play Geist of St. Traft. And then all of a sudden, it was really good.
Yeah.
So it's always nice when someone like invests in an archetype that isn't particularly powerful, and then all of a sudden it's really good.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I like seeing people play cards that they like.
Yeah, and you just get rewarded for it sometimes.
Yeah.
It's nice. All right, so look, Dan dropped his Scalding Tarn on the table, has since recovered it and picked up an island.
All right, there you go.
What are you looking at here? Just an untap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just maybe not wanting to tap out for any of that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, opt on the upkeep.
Sure.
Yeah, just, I guess, you know, if it's see, it's funny because if it's an instant or sorcery, you just draw it. You know, so opt on upkeep, not necessarily big for Delver, but you know,
yeah, it gives you more looks.
Right? Yeah.
Let you see what you got coming.
Sure.
No flip, unfortunately. Delver much worse when it doesn't flip.
Yeah, definitely. Even foil Delver.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like we maybe just got a pass turn here from Dan.
Scalding Tarn pass. Yep. Yeah.
And man, not having Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2.
Yeah, well, I don't think he would cast it on turn 2.
No, I don't think so either, but like just not being able to cast it.
Yep.
Even when you have one, just the whole deck is built around it.
Sure. Both these players kind of aware that everyone else is up to some tricks.
Yeah, right.
And so everyone's trying to pace themselves to see what they can get out. So Dan's looking at a mana leak here. I do not know if Max has the Spell Pierce. He does have the Spell Pierce.
There we go.
And I would be worried about that if I were Dan.
Yeah. One of those main board.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to draw it.
Yeah, exactly. It protects those turn 3 batter skulls really well.
Yeah. So Dan just giving it a big think here.
Yeah. Just
resolves. Gets batter skull.
Yeah, there we go.
So a trap that you can fall into in Legacy is using your Stoneforge to getting a batter skull, and then they kill your Stoneforge and wasteland you and the game ends.
Yep.
It's a little less of a danger here.
Yeah, the Wasteland is not a danger in Modern, but like Bolt Your Stoneforge is still a line.
Yeah.
Like that you know, without Stoneforge Mystic, Batterskull is not super powerful.
Sure.
It's a really good Magic card on turn 8.
Yeah. I mean, if you just track the price history of Batterskull when Stoneforge was legal and was not,
right?
It kind of tells the entire story there.
Exactly. Good card, $25 card.
Yeah.
And then, $50 the next day.
Yeah. Stoneforge really shines the Batterskull.
Yeah. All right, we got Dan's resolving his
Thought Scour.
Thought Scour. I almost said Serum Visions. It's it's a draw card and 2 of something.
Flipping that Delver to a Remand. That's a pretty good spot.
There you go. Yeah, and that's where Dan wants to be. Just chipping you for 3 every turn, and holding up counter magic.
Delver is crazy like that because you think Vapor Snag is not a very good card, right?
Right.
Fine.
Yeah.
But he Vapor Snags it, you take 3. Okay, I'll play another thing. It gets mana leaked, I take 3.
Yep.
And then suddenly the game's just over. Your opponent is
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Dan playing the full 4 Vapor Snags.
I like it.
It's like a standard flashback,
Yeah. All right, so that Path to Exile is going to eat a mana leak from Dan, keeping the Delver around.
Yeah. And Max just looks like he's
He has nothing.
Yeah,
just
holding up 3 mana.
Yep.
And Dan with just a handful of
He's got a lot of cards in his hand.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Looks like a Magmatic Sdinkhole is what he picked up there.
Ooh,
yeah.
Magmatic Sdinkhole. I love that card. I think it's just right.
Yeah.
Delve is such a busted mechanic. It's hard to get it such right. Cough, cough, Hogak. But Magmatic Sdinkhole is it's just perfect.
Yeah.
And chip in for 3 again.
Yep.
And Max looks like he's maybe thinking activating Stoneforge. Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously the correct.
There we go.
Here comes this. It's a germ.
Yeah, and Dan just not. So I think that might be a weakness of Blue-Red Delver. You don't get to play Kolaghan's Command.
You do not.
Because I don't know, the mana is just not as good as Legacy.
Vapor Snag on the token.
Target the germ.
Very good here.
Yeah, and okay, bounces it.
Loses a point. Yep.
Yeah.
Some kind stranger removed the germ token from the graveyard.
That might have been me.
Good job, man. Past Murphy coming up.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it kind of depends how busy I am, but sometimes I'm like sitting there watching, making sure that this all is going, according to how we.
For sure.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I'll do stuff like that. Some of the other guys will too.
So speaking of good hands, Max is looking at a stack of great cards.
Oh yeah.
He's a little constrained on mana. He's got 3, so he's missed at least a couple land drops here. And so he's got Snapcaster, which is wonderful but mana intensive, and a litany of other stuff.
Yeah.
I've often heard said in control mirrors, which this is not a control mirror, but it's close.
Yeah.
It's not a control mirror, but you can see control mirror from here.
So it's a control mirror, but I get to have a Delver on board.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Whoever misses the first land drop is going to lose.
Okay.
And I think that's a little bit what you're seeing here, is that just being behind on mana is really rough for Max.
Yeah.
Get in for 3 to put him. He tried to get a Spell Queller in there and then got a Remand.
But just anything answers it.
Yep. And Max knew about that Remand, but I think he just had to get through it.
Sure. Yeah.
It's going to Remand something. It's got to hit this.
Right. Yep. All right. And looks like we got a Celestial Colonnade tapped.
That's exactly what you're looking for. It's a land, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
So
it's doing a very good impression of not a land right now.
Yeah, and again, Max has a ton of excellent cards in his hand.
Right.
Just all the
doesn't
cards
have enough mana to do what he needs. And I'm curious. Yeah, is he just passing?
I think that's all he's got. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of. I mean, he's got a snap for that path, but I think that assuming that Dan doesn't have a counterspell at this point is a little naive.
Right.
Like he's playing Blue-Red Delver.
Yeah.
He has a counterspell.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, like forcing. So Dan's got a Force Negation in hand. There are a lot of lines that wind up with, okay, cast this on your upkeep so that they don't get it for free.
I think that's I think it's probably what we're seeing out of Max here is playing around, just not giving your opponent a free counterspell.
Yeah.
But we can see Dan's hand, and Jesus, that's a lot of counterspells.
Yeah.
So.
It looks like 3, 4.
Yeah. Not much is going to happen to this Delver.
Yeah, and Dan just not worrying about playing his Young Pyromancer.
Here comes another Spell Queller.
Has his pick of what would I like to counter that with today?
How would I like this not to resolve? All right, Max down to 1 on that attack.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe he top decks 5th land and gets to work. But
how do you feel about 3rd Stoneforge Mystic?
Okay, so we got Snapcaster Mage. Try to answer your thing.
Yeah. So I mean, you can let this resolve. It just gives him
Yeah. You just counter the thingy. Yep.
Here's a Spell Pierce.
Oh, the Spell Pierce he's been sandbagging for a while?
It is, but it looks like Dan's got the 2 mana to pay for it.
Oh, no.
Man. Dan also has a Force of Negation. But
sure. Yeah, okay. All right. We're going to go to game 2.
Yeah. That was an interesting exchange.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like that, we are back in game 2. Our players made some very prudent sideboard decisions. Looks like they're both going to keep on their 7s. Dan giving it more thought. Chrome Crowset and Max into a Giver of Runes.
Wow, that is so my favorite thing about Giver of Runes is the amount of play that it is getting in Legacy.
Yeah.
I know it's maybe not super relevant for this modern event, but God, the card's so good. Mother of Runes with a little bit more thought put into its design is really great.
There's a lot of thought in it. Being a 1/2 is relevant.
Sure.
Not being able to target itself and giving protection from colorless are all things you need to talk about before you can just say it's better than Mother of Runes.
Right, yeah.
Because you can't.
Right.
Because Mother of Runes typically is going to 2-for-1 always.
Yeah.
You're always going to 2-for-1 it. Giver of Runes will not. And so we see Max here taking a little bit of a different strategy. He's getting a Sword of Fire and Ice. I don't know if he has the Batterskull in his hand.
Sure.
Or if just having the Giver to protect the Stoneforge until it gets sorted up is something he's trying to... Because that's a good line.
Yeah, turns out Sword of Fire and Ice good against blue-red decks.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also good in the mirror, because, blue-red decks.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Dan, something on end step.
Yep.
Looks like...
It's the old go down to 13 Dismember. Sure.
Whoa.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, just give the Stoneforge protection just in case there's, I don't know, double gut shot or something.
Yeah. Very good plays.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Cool. It's always nice when your opponent uses their removal on the thing that, was trying to protect something else.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like it just forces them to work a little bit harder to disrupt the rest of your game plan.
Yep. So Dan's going to have to just deploy a Pyromancer and pass.
All right. And this might get a little goofy for Max here soon because just not having to worry on this particular cycle of turns about, did he kill my Stoneforge?
Sure.
Is he just can play how his deck wants to play.
And Dan's going to try and gum up the board here, but they're all going to be red.
Yeah, Dan's sitting on a ton of good cards, but the tempo here is huge.
Yeah. So Max also has that Spell Pierce again.
Yeah.
He just keeps picking it up.
Yeah. There you go. I guess looks like he doesn't have any extra copies in his sideboard or anything. Just, I don't know, draw the card you need every time. Yeah. My favorite part of Max's sideboard is the one copy of Elspeth Knight Errant, which super cool card.
Really good with Stoneforge.
Yeah,
Value
absolutely.
Engine, huge in a lot of places. Yeah, I like the card a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like that is just going to resolve.
And step activate Stoneforge, yeah. Cool. Okay, and now Dan's going to use the... Wow. Okay, so he's going to go down 1 for a basic land, presumably.
Sure.
And then pay 4. Yeah, just so he doesn't start getting chunks taken out of his life by this Sword of Fire and Ice that would also kill all his dudes. Still got to go to 8. Wow.
Sure.
But I think that's better than letting Max suit up his Stoneforge Mystic. It looks like they're
trying to discuss when that fetch was put on the stack.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because it seemed like Max fetched and then Dan responded, but the fetch was still in play. So I don't know who had priority, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think maybe Max just set it down in the process of waiting for Dan to do his thing.
Yep. So Max is going to pick up that tap Steam Vents
and
untap without a Stoneforge to his name.
It looks like we've got that 1/1 die there is an untapped red elemental. Yeah, there we go.
Sure.
All right, we're one step closer.
I think I bring him a token here.
Yeah, no, yeah. I distinctly recall giving it to you.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. Oh, well, we're getting there. And Max with, there we go. Lightning Helix in hand. God, that card's just so good.
Max has a ton of good cards.
Yeah.
And Dan is also at 8.
Yeah.
So you got to make a weird decision if you're going to attack Dan or if you're going to attack his creatures.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the odds that Dan just gets burned out here are, it's a pretty good backup plan to have. Yeah, burn you out. One of the easiest. Ooh.
So this Vendilion Clique gets to check if the coast is clear or get mana leaked. One of the two.
Well, yeah. It's gonna either take a counterspell or eat a counterspell.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna eat a counterspell.
Yeah, pretty easy mana leak here.
All right. We got another elemental there. And Max just and it looks like he top deck a second Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah.
Because just if he'd been able to untap with that, equip that sword to the Vendilion Clique, that is some ouch.
That is very good. Yeah, he's also getting stuck on lands again.
Yeah. Huh.
That's too bad for him.
Right. Yeah. How many lands is he playing? It looks like
5.
Yeah.
No.
At least 5 lands, a thoroughly normal amount. And they're all grouped together here, and we didn't count them ahead of time?
22.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a completely reasonable number of lands.
Yeah, that's a totally
to
normal
play.
amount of lands.
Yeah.
Huh.
So this Stoneforge picking up a Batterskull.
Right, yeah, well that's the story of Modern right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Max also playing 2 Teferi Time Raveler. Which,
would be nice here.
Yeah. That card is just great. I think we've talked about it before. That just I get to play Magic and you don't.
Yep.
Dan
gets to play half speed.
Right. Yeah.
Dan leaving the table.
Oh, this was a judge call.
What was it?
Oh man, it would have been really good if I knew that, huh?
No, for sure.
Ah, dang it. It's okay. We'll know soon. Yeah. Or we won't. And that's fine.
I don't think we will.
Yeah, we won't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think he's going to tell us. What's in his hand?
I don't know.
Archmage Charm, Remand.
I know what it was.
What was it?
If I Archmage's Charm their Germ token, does the Battle Skull stay attached to it? The answer is yes, but you do not gain control of it.
Sure.
Yep. So they can still activate it. They can still equip it to other things. They can still bounce it to their hand for 3. But you have a 4/4 with Vigilance Lifelink for the time being.
Yeah.
Because that was just Dan thinking ahead because he knows that Max has the Battle Skull in hand from that second Stoneforge Mystic, and he's got the Archmage's Charm. So.
That's a real blowout.
Is it Archmage or Archmage? I've said different things throughout these videos so far, and I really don't know.
I would guess it's Archmage.
Yeah.
Because I do not know why.
But then it's Archenemy, right?
I think it's Archenemy.
Is it though? Does anyone say that though?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
McDonald's has golden arcs.
Well, I mean, so that's definitely not it.
I don't know.
It's okay. I'll look it up. We'll get back to you.
This is good commentary.
There you go. Well, I mean, it's fetchlands, man.
Fetchlands.
Yeah.
They just give you gotta feel so much dead air. Oh,
yeah.
Boy. Yeah. Picking up a planes here.
That those M11 planes.
Do you think you dare to dream and just equip the sword?
There's no way, or is there?
Because if your opponent doesn't have it, this is just awesome.
Right, yeah, well, so the problem with that is that you're tapping the Stoneforge for something other than activating the Stoneforge.
Yeah.
So, like, the thing that you did the previous turn is now just, you're not on the game plan anymore, and I don't know if there's enough here to... Oh, okay, we got an activation after attacks are declared, and Dan setting out
suspiciously
3 blue mana.
3 blue to the side.
Yeah.
What's that, Dan?
Yeah, and this is the moment Dan was waiting for.
He also drew a Vapor Snag on his last turn, which is a pretty good answer as well.
Yeah,
and
that's
mana efficient.
Yikes.
Yeah, so he's got it a few ways. He's trying to figure out which one of those is better.
Yeah, and it looks like Pang of Life to take control of that. Spell Pierce. And does Dan have another Spell Pierce, or is it just going to be Vapor Snag? Because I think there's no way you just let your Snapcaster run into that Battle Skull.
I would think not, no.
Yeah.
Because if he gains the 4 life here,
that's
this is it.
Yeah.
Do you know what the red card in Dan's hand is? It looks like Archmage's Charm, Force of Negation, Snapcaster.
I mean, it looks like a...
Sinkhole?
Oh my god, it's Rending Volley. I was going to say it looks like a Rending Volley,
it's
which Dan's got 3 in his sideboard. There it is, the Rending Volley.
Okay, sure.
All right. Man, that was a standard all-star, huh?
It was. So using the Rending Volley to hit the Snapcaster and let the Stoneforge, and let your Snapcaster get eaten, is kind of a long view. Yeah. I think he's got something a few turns out that he's trying to plan for.
Sure. And Max happy to go down life now that he's up so much again.
And there's a Plo red Germ token.
Wow.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, it attacks for 6. And then does another 2 damage.
Yep.
So
considerably more than 7.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're still bantering about how this goes, and
okay. Yeah. Wait. And it was
6,
this
7, 8. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
All right. We'll be back for game 3. Here we come after absolutely no break at all.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I know editing software.
Yeah. We'll see you in game 3.
Yeah.
We're a little rusty at this, folks.
Sure. Basic Mountain.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Basic Mountain. It's a promo pack, Basic Mountain.
Ooh, it was a fine choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You probably didn't want to run
It's actually a really pretty art. I like it a lot.
No, I do too.
Yeah, it looks sort of Sedona-esque.
I like those stamps.
They're really nice. Mm-hmm. When I first heard about that, like that way of doing it, I thought, that sounds pretty stupid. And I don't know, they just look kind of nice.
Yeah.
They just feel a little special.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they were going for, and I think they succeeded.
I agree. So both players just playing lands and passing. Seems like they both drawn the reactive half of their decks.
Sure.
Well, Dan looks like he has a Pyromancer, but he doesn't want to just run it out here into whatever Max wants to do to it.
Yep, and that's the problem with Delver decks.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You just don't want to run your good. I don't know. You see your threat after turn 2. Huh.
Yeah. Here comes the Delver.
Yeah. And Max just looks like he's got okay, Lightning Bolt. Seems good.
Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, force Dan to either, answer it on his turn, let Max go through his turn unmolested. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just letting the 1/1 die is probably a
Yeah.
strat.
Yeah, I just how many threats does Dan have? Right? Like 9? 12?
Pteramander, Delvers. We have a spec list in front of us.
Yeah. Do we count Snapcaster Mage as a threat?
I would, yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know, 12?
12. Was it 1 Pteramander?
1 Pteramander, yeah.
This is a really refined list.
Yeah.
Because
he's been working on it for a while.
He has been. He was playing mono blue for a long time, and this is kind of just the fruition of a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because 1 Pteramander, I would say that's wrong, but it seems like just a very refined list, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so there is a fetch land resolved, and there is a lot of pointing, a lot of talking about that.
Looks like maybe Dan accidentally took himself down too much life. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep. He fetched for a basic, I guess. Okay. And we're back at 19.
Yeah, man, I did. Fetch land not finding a shock land. Pretty weird for modern.
A little strange.
Yeah. Happened in standard for a while.
So it appears we are still in Dan's instep. I think this is all.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yep. We're all resolved here, and Max looks like he top decks the Batter Skull.
Just drew the Batter Skull.
Yeah. Okay.
Why Stoneforge when you can just draw it?
Right. Yeah. Well, it also looked like a Stoneforge in hand.
Yep.
And is Max stuck on 3 lands again?
That seems to be the story of this game.
Yeah.
Of all of these games.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. I guess you just got. Ooh.
End of turn Vendilion Clique here.
Is this
Trigger on stack. Rending Volley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and then. All right, yeah.
Oh no. Okay, sure. There's some confusion about who was being targeted.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Seems like Max wanted to get rid of that.
Yeah, looks like Max caught it in time too. Because that's another problem. Sometimes you'll play Vendilion Clique and people are just like, oh, you're targeting me, and then they just reveal their hand.
Which is exactly what happened here.
Yeah. But there was definitely no, hold up kind of gesture.
Sure.
Because you don't want to accidentally gain that kind of advantage.
There was a tournament where this is exactly the same thing happened.
Yeah.
The Vendilion Clique player plays the click. The other opponent reveals his hand. The Vendilion Clique's owner writes down the player's hand and then says, no, I'm targeting myself. And
gotcha.
He got disqualified.
Which? Oh yeah.
The Vendilion Clique guy. Because that was nefarious enough to.
Right. Yeah. Sitting there and writing down the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can reveal your cards to other players whenever you like, but that's understandable. So just I don't know, I always appreciate it when I, as a judge and tournament organizer, always appreciate it when players go out of their way to make sure that situations like that don't get close to happening.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, the easiest way for stuff like that to happen is to not communicate with your opponent, and man, it can make for some weird situations.
Yeah, and I feel like Max there was being just playing properly by not targeting a player until the spell resolved.
Right, yeah,
because there's a lot of counter spells, there's a lot of contention here.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think he was just playing properly.
And say I cast a Vendilion Clique, I cast a Vendilion Clique, and I say, targeting myself. Before the click resolves, you will play very differently.
Yeah.
Because Dan cast the Rending Volley in response. Okay, he'll take my one answer.
Sure.
My one good answer,
Yeah.
Yeah, and now just
but Teferi got played at some point.
Teferi Time Raveler. That's just plus.
Up to 5.
Yeah.
Here comes the Snapcaster.
Yeah. This I know we had our camera friendly dice somewhere on this table at this point.
Yeah.
Or maybe we didn't. I know they get put out at some point.
Almost positive we did.
Yeah.
In fact.
But that Teferi's at 5. It's just got an itty bitty little die.
You can actually see them right there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Bottom middle of your screen.
Yeah, there they are at the bottom of your screen. Our camera-friendly dice. But it's okay. It'd be like that sometimes, I suppose.
They do.
Teferi going down to 2. Going up to 3.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah.
That Snapcaster's not attacking, it's an exile.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We missed a big exchange, I think.
I mean, nothing terribly large, I don't think. Just, players jockeying for board position.
Sure.
Yeah. Giver of Runes, little late to the party, but
can block that elemental.
Yeah, the card is good no matter what turn you play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. it just yeah, I don't know. I think being at 2 toughness just makes it a little bit better of a late game play than Mother of Runes say. I don't know. You can just do more evil nonsense with 1 minute things. Ooh. And we've got a sorcery speed lightning bolt.
Yes. Snapcaster, yeah.
Yeah.
Still good, turns out.
Yeah, definitely.
Dan kind of choosing between a Delver of Secrets and looks like a Mana Leak here. Or is it some other kind of
It's got a Rending Volley and a Delver.
None of those
Delver and
counter
Dismember.
spells.
I think that's a Dismember.
I am almost sure it is,
Sure.
but I thought I saw a Mana Leak. I do not. So I don't mind. I mean, I feel like all of those things are good to play here.
Yeah.
The only thing you're worried about is that single blue that I think represents Spell Pierce almost perpetually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just you got to play around it because it's just been a popular main board inclusion recently.
Yeah, it's such a blowout in these tight games.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially both players are playing what I don't know. I think it could reasonably be considered tempo decks. So, yeah, man, flashback Lightning Helix on that Delver.
Yeah, max at 23.
Yeah,
which for blue-red Delver might as well be $1 billion.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so blue-red Delver, just like a lot of
the Spell Pierce also. Yeah.
Man, just make you pay 1 mana to deal yourself 4.
Yeah.
A blue-red Delver, just like a lot of burn decks. I don't know. I sometimes fall prey to the everything is card advantage kind of fallacy. Yeah. But when you're playing a burn deck, when you're playing blue-red Delver, them having life points is just kind of like making you discard cards.
Yeah, that's very true.
And Dan, not a lot of cards in hand, just a Steam Vents and
looks like a Rending
Volley.
Yep.
Okay. Looks like we have a block on Snapcaster Mage. And then killing the Giver of Runes, naming blue on the Giver of Runes activation, because you don't name until it resolves. And we got a 1/1 facing down a 2/1. But Max with some number of cards in hand, Dan with just a Steam Vents.
Yeah. Here's a Geist of Saintraft.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah. He shows up every now and again in Modern. He was the scourge of Standard in his day, and Dan just top decking another land.
He closes fast.
Yeah,
is what I'll say.
Geist of Saintraft is a huge clock.
Yeah.
And Max just not caring about attacking with that 2/1 Snapcaster Mage because sure, whatever.
Yeah,
you'll still take 6. Yeah. Just taking a huge chunk out of Dan's life total.
He's got a Helix in hand.
Yeah, and Dan, of course, doing the math right here, does finding another land change the clock? The answer is no.
Yeah.
Just because of I imagine he's playing around is, does he have a lightning bolt in hand?
Yeah.
And 2 + 4 + 3, is 9 and also more than 8. So, just do it and hope maybe the deck thinning helps once. Yeah. But yeah, I think this, it looks like we got, players on turn 1. Right. You couldn't necessarily tell because of how fast this game was, but Dan just not seeing what he drew another land
every turn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And Max just able to close it out with a Geist attack and a Lightning Helix.
There it is.
All right. We'll see you in round 3.